This video is for informational purposes only. It is not intended for medical advice or diagnosis. Please see a doctor for any mental health issues. Have you ever found yourself feeling guilty for something that's not really your fault? It's an unsettling sensation many of us are all too familiar with, often referred to as self-inflicted guilt. This type of guilt is usually born from unrealistic expectations or standards we set for ourselves. Let's imagine for a moment that you're a perfectionist. You've set extremely high standards for yourself, and when you don't meet these lofty expectations, you feel a sense of guilt. This guilt isn't a result of any wrongdoing on your part, but rather a byproduct of the pressure you've placed on yourself. This feeling of guilt can usher in a plethora of negative emotions such as stress and anxiety, and can even take a toll on your self-esteem. It's like carrying a heavy weight around your neck, constantly pulling you down. The weight of unnecessary guilt can be a heavy burden to carry, but understanding its origins is the first step to letting it go. Did you know that guilt can actually harm your mental and physical health? Guilt, particularly when it's self-inflicted, is a heavy burden to carry. It's like a dark cloud that hovers over your psyche, casting a shadow on your joy and peace. And this isn't just a poetic metaphor. Science backs it up. When you're constantly beating yourself up over past mistakes or perceived shortcomings, it can lead to serious mental health issues. Depression, anxiety, obsessive-compulsive disorder. These are all conditions that have been linked to chronic guilt, but it's not just your mind that suffers. Guilt, especially when it's unrelenting, can lead to chronic stress. This stress, in turn, can wreak havoc on your body, leading to everything from headaches and digestive issues to heart disease and weakened immune system. And the effects of guilt don't stop there. It can also take a toll on your relationships and your success in life. When you're always feeling guilty, it can prevent you from forming healthy relationships and can keep you stuck in a cycle of self-punishment and self-sabotage. So you see, self-inflicted guilt can be a silent destroyer. It chips away at your happiness, your health, and your potential, often without you even realizing it. As you can see, self-inflicted guilt is not just a personal matter, but can drastically affect your overall quality of life. So how do we go about freeing ourselves from the grasp of self-inflicted guilt? Imagine your guilt as a balloon. It continues to inflate with every negative thought, but remember, just as easily as it can inflate, it can also be deflated. To begin this process, the first strategy is self-compassion. Treat yourself as you would a dear friend. Would you allow them to wallow in unfounded guilt? Of course not. So why treat yourself any differently? Next, we have mindfulness. This is all about staying present and not letting past mistakes or future concerns cloud your judgment. It's about accepting that you are human and humans make mistakes. It's not about forgetting, but about forgiving. Forgiving yourself. Then we delve into cognitive behavioral techniques. This involves changing the way you think and behave. Instead of saying, "I'm a bad person because I made a mistake," you say, "I made a mistake, but that doesn't make me a bad person." It's a subtle shift in perspective, but it can make a world of difference. Please note, sometimes guilt can become too much to handle on your own. When that happens, don't be afraid to seek professional help. Therapists are trained to help you navigate these tricky emotional landscapes. Remember, guilt is a normal human emotion, but when it comes from within and is not based on reality, it's time to take a step back and reassess. To recap, we delved into the concept of self-inflicted guilt, a heavy burden many of us carry, often unknowingly. We explored how it can negatively affect our mental and physical health, leading to stress, anxiety, and even physical ailments. But we also discussed how to overcome it, with strategies like self-compassion, acceptance, and seeking professional help. With understanding and proactive steps, we can all learn to let go of self-inflicted guilt and live a healthier, happier life. Thank you for joining us today. Remember to hit the like button if you found this video helpful, and please subscribe for future videos.